I have come to realize that our underlying and primary theme of this podcast is quite essentially the search for happiness. We focus a lot on the F My Life transition to the Find My Life outcome, which is showcasing examples of how people have moved from desperation to happiness. Today's guest is an example of how someone has purposely built a happy life, and we get to hear how he did it. Andy MacPherson knew he loved math, but he also loved music, and he found ways to pursue both. He also knew what kind of person would make him happy for the rest of his life. I haven't seen an old dude so giddy about his wife as I did when he described his love for his wife, Susie. I'm saddened to know that I have not known Andy for 45 years. We played in the same production when I was in grade 13 and he was in grade 12. Our paths have crossed so many times and we know the same people. But we really have never met until today. And I must say, it's about effing time. Andy is one of the most caring, happy, talented, considerate, and supportive people in our area. We are so grateful to have spent some time with him. With that, please grab an Eco Coffee and enjoy hearing from the King of Happiness, Andy MacPherson. Welcome to the Founders Music Lab, the home of the FML, where we talk to people about how they found their lives and their purpose. I'm your founder guy, Bill, and I'm joined by the music guy, Steve Lehmann.
Hey, Billy.
And the coffee guy, Ed Denier.
Hola.
Hola. Today, we have someone joining us that I've seen a number of times, actually, and I'm finding out that I have seen you even more. I even played with you. Not played, as in a toy. But anyways.
You made music together.
We've made music together.
We made music together.
He usually has the biggest impact in what he does, but he's usually stuck in the back. I'm talking about Mr. Andy MacPherson, one of the area's most in-demand percussionists, the leader of the New Vibes Jazz Quartet, a member of the Big Band Theory, and a retired head of the math department at St. Mary's High School. And that's just a few of his mighty accomplishments. So he's worked with Steve here quite a few times, I understand. And Steve couldn't wait to get him on our podcast, and the more Steve talked, the more we wanted to have him on. And so with that, here's Andy MacPherson. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
My first podcast.
It's exciting.
My first participation.
It won't hurt. We'll be easy on you.
No,
yeah, we won't make you cry. It's an Oprah Winfrey thing. Tell us about your youth. Okay. Actually, the way we usually start these things is Ed starts it off.
So usually I try to greet people and tell them a little bit about who I am, why you're here in my facility. This is my world. It's very small, it's very contained, and I deal with coffee. But I'm very curious about what everyone else does. And so we usually catch people in transition. So what's a day in the life look like for you now? And what did it look like pre-retirement?
Okay, well, I could talk a little bit about just today.
Yeah. Perfect.
Because just before I came here, I was tutoring math students around my dining room table. Do that once a week. It's sort of a drop-in style. Kids come and they do their homework, but I can step in and help them out.
So that must be cool because you have an environment where it's actually kids want to learn.
Well, the ones who come do. That's right.
Yeah. That must be we've had other teachers on and they've talked about that intensity of having to cope with 30 lives that you're nurturing every day, and I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. So today had that tutoring, and then prior to that, I was going through a bunch of music, like building a set list for a jazz gig that I have on Thursday. Doing a like the reveal of the new St. John's Kitchen at Victoria and Weber. There's a massive renovation there.
Cool.
And the sort of grand openings, a bit of a private wine and cheese kind of thing is happening on Thursday, and I'm playing with a jazz quartet at that. So I was just organizing some music for the guys that I'm playing with. A couple of them from the New Vibes Jazz Quintet.
Oh, it's quintet.
And the saxophone player from the Big Band Theory.
Nice.
And so thanks for mentioning those things. So today was just a little bit of everything. I retired from classroom teaching. This is my 7th September away from the classroom. But just this year, I have accepted I'm an occasional teacher at Conestoga College, teaching one math class. So that's Wednesday and Friday afternoons. So I got my finger in all kinds of little.
So you're keeping busy doing the things you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's just piecing together.
All right. Well, one other question.
Things,
I have a follow-up. What's your favorite math subject? I was a math guy, so I had my areas that I really enjoyed more than others. What's the favorite math to teach?
Like calculus?
Whether it's calculus
or
yeah.
I actually am drawn to kind of the philosophy that is revealed by math.
Oh, deep.
That is deep.
Well, to explain that, and I like talking about those things with people who don't like math.
That's me.
Because I think that there's an access point there, and just to give you a little example, if I may.
Yes, please.
When you take, this is my favorite equation. So when you take any number, let's say 1, and divide it by 0, okay, most of your teachers will say, well, this is undefined. You can't divide anything by 0.
Right.
Okay. But let's just think about division for a second, like 12 divided by 3. What that really is, or one idea is, you take 12 and you subtract 3, you get to 9. Subtract 3 and you get to 6. Subtract 3 and you get to 3. Subtract 3 one more time and you've got nothing left. And you did it 4 times. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And that's a division idea.
Right.
So now let's take 1 and divide by 0. So 1 minus 0. Okay, we still have 1. Minus 0. We're doing the same algorithm, like we're subtracting over and over and over. And it turns out you're going to have to do that an infinite number of times. So we have in this little equation, 1 divided by 0 equals infinity. Mm-hmm. And I think this is art. This is beauty. This is like, it has an aesthetic value, and Steve's shaking his head because he can see like it's an access point to a very amazing property.
Well, infinity is such an interesting thing because there's, an infinite. Infinity isn't a number. It's a
concept, isn't it?
What's the phrase? It's not a number. It's a
concept. It's an idea, a concept.
Yeah, because there's an infinite number of numbers, but there's also an infinite number of numbers between 1 and 2.
Correct.
Right. So,
but this little equation, 1 divided by 0 equals infinity, has the absolute everything number, and it has the nothing number, and they're in the same equation.
And it's everything and nothing at the same time.
Correct. And so this is an access point, because we can talk actually about, like, a lot of people who hate math especially hate division.
Yeah.
Like, they especially hate long division. Because if you think back to grade 3 or 4 or 6 or whenever we do that, you get this long algorithm. It's very procedural. Yep. You feel like if you can't remember the step 1, step 2, step 3, you feel like you don't know what you're doing. And then you go to the next grade, and after you've built that gap up in your life, now you hate math, and
it's just missing a step.
When I meet people in whatever walk of life, I say, "Oh, I'm a math teacher." They'll say, "Oh, I hated math." Like, "Oh God, you're gonna," and I just think, "Well, let's just." If you want, give
me a chance.
Give me a chance, But half the time I'm apologizing for math or something like that. But at the same time, it's like I think it's just super cool.
I'm on the positive side of math. I always found it was straightforward. It fit together. It was very logical. Grew up as a logical son of an engineer, so logic was very defined, and so that I loved it. I always found that it was easy to find. It was easy to work through to a solution and find that solution because it was logical. Yeah. Put me in the English room and write an essay. Ooh, that was challenging. I hated English, but I loved math. Math was pure and simple and true, and it was, it's true or it's false, or kind of it's black and white. It was very, I found.
Would you
it
say there's
comforting.
a lot of similarities to music?
Well, 100%. That's
Yeah.
like when people say, "Oh, Andy, you do music, you do math, two different sides of the brain," and I think no, actually. I think
Same
it's the
side.
same
Same side.
side. Or
I got
don't
dropped
even
on my
know.
head, and that side broke.
Like I don't even know. Like I don't claim to know very much about how the brain works, but I just think that if you think about the highest level of mathematics, the Einsteins, and then you think about the highest level of music, the Mozarts, the Jacob Colliers, like. They're both on the highly, highly creative side of things. They're making stuff up.
Yeah.
And so, but most of us experience math as if it's this set of rules that somebody else made up and we have to follow. And I think that math is that is part of math. Like, I'm not going to deny people's experience of math in that way. But at the same time, I think, for me, it's like jazz. And it really resonates with me in that way. It's especially the music.
You talked about if you miss a step early on, and then it just every year after that it just gets worse and worse, and you end up hating it. Do you think there's not enough attention spent on the detail of math in primary levels or junior levels to ensure that people are getting all those steps? And secondarily, kids learn at different speeds. So you have some kids that get it right away. If you give another kid a little longer to get that step, they will get it too. And then as they grow up, they'll get a little faster, slower. I think there's tempos that change. And
for sure.
But the education system just does not allow for individualized.
Well, our education system is sort of set up in a way to be a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah, factory.
Or a little bit. And I mean, we can see that as a, like, we can challenge that and say, okay, well, then it's a lousy system or something like that. But I think that it's a public system it's hard to create something that works for everybody.
You can't get one-on-one, one teacher for one child. It's impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the reality is the gaps that are there for young people, they can get filled in. Mm-hmm. But it takes some creativity, and it might get filled in later on or in different ways. Mm-hmm. And so I find, even with conversations with people who say, "Oh, I'm no good at math," I would say, "You're talking about you were no good at math in grade 6 or grade 9, but now you're a middle-aged person and you've been managing a household and you've got a job, or you're thinking about
budgets.
You're thinking about, how am I going to rearrange my schedule, or how am I going to balance this? And all of a sudden, you're doing math. You're figuring out things.
Well, now it has a purpose.
Well, and not just a purpose. You're just doing it naturally.
Yeah.
And I'd be willing to bet that if you actually went down and tried that long division algorithm that you couldn't do in grade 6, I'd be willing to bet that
you're probably doing it every day.
Well, a different approach. Like if someone said, "Okay, let's talk about that one thing that you thought you never could do. Let's just look at it." Mm-hmm. And let's
break it down.
Let's break it down, and
let's do it slower, and
I bet you could. Yeah. I bet you'd go, "Oh, I wish I'd known that then."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people similarly say, "I'm not good at music."
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
But then you give them. There's one. There's a guy right over there, Mr. Ed. But I think
I don't know what they're talking about.
If you put them in the right environment, And I think with anything, if it's something that people enjoy doing, they will spend more time doing it. So if it's wrapped in the right package, I think people will be more willing to spend some time to do it, and they might actually find they get better at it and have some fun.
I know. I played the spoons when I was a cook. Bang. I like noise, if that counts as music.
Well, you're talking to Andy.
So
Percussion.
You're in the percussion zone here. That's nice work.
I really enjoyed thoroughly as a cook, chef. I was in the kitchen for a long time. I loved banging pots and pans with spoons, but like not in a musical cadence that others would understand. I just like noise of that nature, metallic sound that really was loud, and people were like, "What's wrong with you?" Details.
So, Andy, tell me, we start our conversations off in the present, but I like to take it all the way back to the beginning when you're 5, 6, 7. What type of kid were you? Were you into music? Were you influenced? What was happening? Were you hidden in your room, or were you beating up the neighbor's kid? Or
yeah, I grew up. My dad was a barbershop quartet
no way.
singer, and he directed the local KW Harmonizers for a number of years.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I met him.
Yeah, and his name is Ken MacPherson.
Jeez.
And
I think I did.
Anyway, so we had quartets practicing in our house.
Yeah.
Like our house was where they rehearsed.
Yeah.
And then he went out Tuesday nights for his chorus. So we always heard vocal music in the house. And he had a very good collection of big band swing jazz type music.
Yeah.
So I was sort of had an ear for that, I think, just subconsciously even.
Right.
As a young kid, like I think I was about 8 years old when you might remember Vic DeGudis.
I know him very well.
So he was an itinerant reeds and brass player at the time.
I did not know that.
Yes, he came. His job was he worked for the local Catholic school board. He went around school to school.
My mother worked side by side with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was, had a trunk full of clarinets and saxophones and trumpets. And then a letter came home I was in grade 2, like young kid, saying, I think for about $10 you could get an instrument and lessons, like for a year.
Wow.
Or something. Like it was like a crazy
Was
deal.
Gary Tomlin?
So I thought clarinet, that's for me. And I went, and Vic DeGudis, I walked in, I was short, I was skinny, I was small, and I had buck teeth. Like I was, and a little
Perfect combination.
and a little self-conscious about all of those things, right?
Yeah.
And I went in, and he looked at me, and I had signed up for clarinet. And I like Vic, like it's my favorite story of Vic, actually. He said to me, I see a lot of dental work in your future. And I don't know.
He always says it like
Thank you, man.
I don't know if he remembers that exactly, but there was also Gary Tomlin was doing the same job doing percussion.
I was doing that same program with Gary Tomlin.
Well, then
For the drums.
I did it with his wife, with Karen.
Karen,
At St. Louis.
He told me to stop.
Yeah.
Gary did.
Yeah. Well, because I always
told you to
forgot.
stop?
Yeah, because he'd give you those little pads.
Yeah.
So what was your school?
Sorry to Bauer.
Okay. I was at Canadian Martyrs.
Oh, there you go.
So he would have seen us on a
Yeah.
different day of the week. But I had the little pad, the sticks, the rudiments, and I was a year with Gary, and then...
He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was absolutely.
And then he turned me over to Karen, who taught me at St. Louis and a few other locations, and I was with Karen for...
So it was mostly through the school system that you
Yeah.
got into it.
Yeah. And by the time I
Interesting.
got to high school, I was, very involved with Gary and Karen's percussion ensembles,
Yeah.
like all of those. And that was that took a lot of time. So I wasn't actually in any of the St. Jerome's music classes or...
You had a lot of outside
I had a lot of outside
He was
things
being
going
taught
on.
by the real world.
by the real world.
And by the
well,
time-
not to say that
Yeah.
No,
St. Jerome's had a great music
Oh, no,
program.
I know,
it was
but
fantastic.
it
And
was
when
one of the-
and by the time grade 12, 13 rolled around, then I was involved with Mike Bergauer, and I was taking everything in that I could.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
But by the end of somewhere in high school, I started subbing for Gary,
Oh, jeez.
like on gigs and stuff.
Oh,
My
wow.
dad would drive me out to
Wow.
Cambridge to play with the Tyroler Brass, or to sit
Had
in
I
with-
stuck with that drum pad.
So so Gary and Karen, they are a
force. Yeah.
monumental influence on how I came into the music side, and in particular the jazz bit.
No, he was a beautiful jazz player. I
Yeah.
got to play a couple jazz gigs
Yeah.
with him. Yeah, just incredible player.
But and like, so there's this gap in my music education called rock and roll through my high school. Like, I've had to kind of catch up, because I'll do gigs, sometimes like a rock gig or something like that, and I have to actually, like, it could be like,
You got to
I don't
learn
know.
Sweet Home Alabama.
I got to learn it. I got to listen to it and try to figure where are the shots. Like, what's the bass line on this? Like, because
That's cool, though.
And I didn't.
Good thing to learn.
Yeah.
It is a good thing to learn, but it's not part of my. Like, I was.
Your
listen-
DNA.
Your
I was-
Rolodex.
I was about 40 years behind my time.
Yeah. Because those were the records that were playing in the
Well,
house.
that's who was teaching you, too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was, so that was sort of how I came to it.
Did you take music at university then, or
So then, like the little history, because I talk to my students about this all the time, is in grade 13, I was trying to decide, should I study music or math? Because I liked them both, and I was good at them both.
yeah?
And there was something that was saying, and surprisingly, it was even part of my dad's conversation, was, oh, you should do something practical.
Yeah.
And so I did the math.
Typical dad.
Yeah.
And so I did a full math degree at Waterloo and went to Teachers College, and then felt and I was gigging all through that time, but I felt that I hadn't given the music its share.
Chance,
Like
yeah.
I was kind of at a plateau. I was playing well, but I felt like I need to find a way to get better. And so I went to Humber College and
Oh.
did 2 years of jazz there.
wow.
I went to do 1 year, and at the end, and I had the very good fortune of working with Ron Collier, who was the big band leader there, and he'd been the Canadian right-hand man of Duke Ellington. So he taught a course on Duke Ellington. He led the big band. I was in his big band. I was playing vibraphone. Now, I was the only vibraphone player in the school, really, so I got to play with Ron Collier.
Jeez, that's incredible.
Yeah, and then at the end of first year, I just thought, I'm going to do 1 year of music and then get on with my life, But he said at the end of first year, hey, are you coming back here? And I said,
Please come back.
no, I've actually got a math job at St. David's.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Really?
And he said, oh, that's too bad, because I'm going to be leading the big band again, like big band number 1 next year. And if you were coming back, like, I'd feature you as a vibe soloist. I said, okay, I just changed my mind. I'm coming back. And so I did. I went
That's
back
great. That's really
to
cool.
another year, and then I was, had spent all of my money and was broke and needed to get a job. So it was a 3-year course. I didn't finish it, so I'm a college dropout.
Oh.
College dropout with 2 degrees.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a very productive, nourishing.
That was sort of like your
Couple
gap
of years.
year
Yeah,
times 2.
times
You
2, and later than some. But
Yeah.
it was a good experience, and I'm still chums with some of my.
Humber College had a great program.
They
They still do.
They still do, but
Yeah.
they certainly had a heyday back
Yeah.
in those days. Like,
Yeah.
I remember, because in that second year, the teachers actually went on strike, and they were on strike for 3 or 4 weeks. Like, it was a significant strike, but the music school was open.
Oh, so you could just gig.
We just went and we
Yeah.
just practiced all day long, and there was just all these informal jam sessions and writing and practicing and hanging out and without classes, without. But music
That was like
is
a win for you.
that was
Win-win.
that
Did
was
you ever
pretty
have
cool.
that in math?
No.
Come on, guys, let's do some math.
Yeah, let's just
We
do
just
some
solve
equations.
problems.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that's another little bit I would like to say just about math is that sometimes we think that math is this solitary activity. Like you sit down, you have to do this question, you got to do it by yourself. But music's not like that. It doesn't have to be. Like I'm very bad at practicing by myself, but I'm pretty good at showing up to a rehearsal and practicing with
Well, this
other
is why
people.
we want to do the FML community is
Yeah.
because we know people are hungry to
Thank God.
just hungry hungry to go to a
You're
coffee
either
shop with
thirsty-
food.
I'll have something to do.
Yeah,
But,
It'll
but
have
the
something,
same,
but-
I say the same things to my math students. Like this is a social activity.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you think you're going to get through your math, the greatest. Like why do we have the Perimeter Institute in town? It's so that a bunch of really smart math and science people can be together and work stuff through. And of course you got to do your homework, and of course you got to have discipline and you got to put in the work. But ultimately you're going to work with other people, and
ultimately you're working together. You're getting team building skills. You're
Yeah.
getting leadership skills. You're getting all these other skills
Yeah.
that if you were just doing a math equation on your own, or any activity in math where it is generally isolationist, without having that community, it can be very depressing. That's the thing that drives us as a founder, a multiple founder. It's a lonely existence as well. I mean, if you're trying to build a business on your own, it can be as lonely as being a mathy. But it's not until you start bringing in people and start collaborating and vetting out your ideas and building things on basically as a community, just like music. You get together with, you've got the drummer and then you've got the keyboardist or the bassist and the singer and then another guitarist and whatever. You just start building things together, and it's so much more invigorating. I see a lot of people going through depression, and I think, join a choir.
right?
If you joined a choir, and this is even in my own case, this is the only reason I got into choirs, is that I lost a job or I lost maybe I had a divorce or but getting into a choir just sort of brought me back up, gave me people to play with and something to put my attention towards, and collectively we built something that was pretty cool at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And after all of that, you're like, wow, I feel good now.
Vocal music is super cool in that.
So you would have seen it all the time
Oh,
with I love the barbershops.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated the music, but
Oh,
I just love the harmonies
Well,
of it. And
I have 3 brothers and a sister.
Oh,
so
do you
there's
guys
5
sing?
Of us. No, but that was my dad was always trying to get. It was 4 boys, and then Kate came along. But the 4 boys, he always wanted us to sing as a boys'
band.
barbershop quartet, and he was telling us that the Jackson 5 they did, and the Osmond brothers. The
You
Osmond
had
brothers
your own little
started.
Janet there too.
Yeah, but the Osmond brothers were a barbershop quartet at first.
That's right.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So my
There's
dad
even
had
performances of
Yeah.
just them doing that.
So my dad had visions of, his quartet maybe wasn't going to make it, but maybe we could. And we just said, no way, we hated it. And now as adults and, and that even, now that my dad has passed away, I've often said with my brothers, wouldn't it have been cool if we'd done that?
Yeah, yeah.
And learned to sing 4 parts and in harmony and to tuning and all that stuff,
Are your brothers musicians too?
Well, yes, they've all done something with music. My youngest brother Dave plays guitar and sings and does some writing as well. He's not very active these days, and And then I'm the oldest. Ian is number 2. He can play and has played piano and flute, but he's also not active. And
So you were all born with the gene of
we all
of
had
music.
something going on.
Nice.
As they get older, do they wish they had done more of it, or are they getting back into it?
Nobody's getting back into
No?
it, and they're all, I think, satisfied and happy with where
With
they're
that
going.
decision.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I've just talked to a number of people who've taken instruments in their early life, and then life got in the way, and then they're hankering to get back in, try it again.
Yeah.
Maybe you could talk them into it. Start a band.
Start a choir,
yeah,
quartet.
the MacPherson, the MacPherson quartet. Yeah.
I think choir too, and singing, to your point, it's also about breathing, right? And
Yes.
when you talk about mental health and stuff, like breathing's good for you.
Right, that's very true.
And
It is a
it's
key
good
ingredient.
health.
Yeah, it helps to breathe.
It's good for your health.
Yeah. No, that's very true. So you graduated, you became a teacher, started out at St. David's.
Well, I turned that job down.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, they didn't take
I
it
actually
back after that.
then my first job between, like, I would go to Humber College and then do a long-term occasional spot at Monsignor Doyle in Cambridge. And I did that twice, like first year Doyle, second year at Humber, Doyle. And then I didn't go back to a third year at Humber, but accepted a job at St. Benedict's in Cambridge.
Oh, okay.
And then went to St. Mary's downtown, and then St. Mary's
And then moved over,
Lockline.
right.
So, yeah, and then retired from there.
And family?
I have a beautiful, sensational wife.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that's in the podcast.
Yeah, no, that's
She
loud.
is,
Well played.
no, she is fantastic. She's super supportive. Susie Fowler, also a very creative person. And I have 3 amazing kids. My oldest is at a gig tonight. He has a band. He's in Toronto at the Cameron House.
Oh, wow.
And he has a little band called Lily Dipper.
Lily Dipper.
Yeah, they've just put out an EP.
Isn't it bluegrass?
No, well,
Kind
it's
of?
a little.
Folk?
It's country folk, little
Yeah.
bluegrass.
I listened to
there's a
some of it.
banjo
It
player.
sounded really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them. And
What's he playing in that again?
Jacob is the songwriter and plays guitar.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Now,
incredible.
how many in the band?
4.
Are they local guys, or
They're all in Toronto.
oh, they're all from Toronto, or they're all living in Toronto now?
Well, it started as a duo, Jacob and and Emma.
Yeah,
And they met in Toronto, but she's from Kitchener actually. Like they had to go all the way to Toronto to meet each other.
that's usually how it works.
And then the electric guitar is a Toronto guy. Is around in lots of sessions, and then the banjo, mandolin player. They all meet through a pub, which is a beautiful community space called Noonan's. It's an Irish pub, and they have like a Monday night singer-songwriter
Open mic sort of thing.
open mic.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's not just an open mic. It's also like very community building, and there seems to be just a lot of cross pollination between.
Nice.
It's really
Yeah.
special, and it's mostly older guys. And Jacob's a younger guy. Well, he's 29 now, but when he started doing that stuff, he was definitely the kid
yeah.
playing with these 40 and 50-year-old people.
But they didn't care.
They didn't care. It
No,
was very
that's the
welcoming.
beauty of it.
And he ended up meeting people who had the recording skill and offering to help. And so their band has sort of evolved, I
And
think.
what's it? Lily
Dipper.
Lily Dipper. Okay,
Lily Dipper
I'll check
band.
that out.
Yeah,
They must have songs on Spotify or.
They do, and YouTube. And
YouTube.
if you check them on YouTube, you'll see me on drums,
Oh, good.
which is like, I played with them for a few videos just for fun. Well, on their request. And then I played this past summer at the Toronto Folk Festival.
Oh,
So
fun.
they had Lily Dipper, but they added bass and drums because they don't usually have that. And that is, that's like a topper for gigs. Like when your son is doing really well and
Yeah.
invites his
And
own
you're his
band.
backup. Yeah,
And
that's
I'm his
cool.
backup band. Like
That's amazing.
I'm just grinning the whole
That's my
time.
boy.
Like,
Yeah,
That's my boy there.
that's proud. That's being proud. I get it.
oh yeah, and Jacob is, he's a real pro. Like he's like I can, we're on the level together on
That's
the stage
amazing.
there, and yeah, it's really.
No, it's amazing when
it's
you
really
see your
special.
children supersede your capabilities and capacities at times in life, and it's like, wow, that came from me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't take much credit for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Just the fact that,
That's
that you're his
Susie's,
dad,
is it?
you
Yeah,
get to be
Susie.
proud.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
no, you didn't do it.
And he's following his passion,
Yeah.
and that's that doesn't get any better than that.
No, I agree.
And so you've got two others.
They're they're both musical as well.
Yeah. Are they both in the music scene or?
Not in the scene.
Yeah.
Devlin, my second, is he's super musical, but he's just involved with so many other things that he doesn't get to do it much.
Right.
And then my youngest, Quinn, she's in British Columbia. And she's a campfire guitar, banjo playing
Sweet.
kid who can just play along. She knows,
Yep.
she knows about 5 chords,
Yep.
and she
That's all
can
you
play
need.
them in about 2 different keys.
Yep.
And she's just
That's what a capo's for.
yeah, and so she's very happy to just jump in. She does a little bit of writing, and so she's not pursuing that in any way.
But she's just enjoying it.
She's just loving it.
Yeah.
And
So you don't have to be. Well, you can be either an extremist or you can be just a recreationalist.
Yeah.
Music can be anything that you want it to be. But I think, and I've always said this, you got to have music in your life, even if you're tone deaf. And Ed's always bringing up songs.
I always have a soundtrack running in my head.
Yeah.
It's like being in a movie, like the soundtrack's always there, and people, when I say that, they think I'm crazy, but I do always have musicality in me.
Yeah.
I just don't have the talent to perform it.
Do you have when it's in your head? Is it like, can you hear
Oh yeah,
the arrangement, like the actual?
No, I hear just there's a. It's
Melody,
like it's like
or-
I can describe it. It's like I can feel wind.
Huh.
I can't describe what the wind's doing or how the air's moving, but I can feel the wind. I just hear the music, and I don't listen to words much unless I really have heard the song a lot. So my son, who's 14, super into rap, and it's just white noise, and with swear words. And every time they swear, I just look at them like, really? This is their
is music?
capacity for them to, give us a story is to use that same word over and over and over for what purpose? Dad, it's good music. Sure, okay. But yeah, and my dad was a very musical person. He had the old big TIAC reel-to-reels, and he would make playlists that were 12 hours long, and he'd put that tape on, and that was the music for the day. So it was always in the house playing. But
Yeah.
I just never, my artistic side came out in photography, music, not music, sorry, photography, food. So I was in the restaurant business my whole life. Service, that kind of side where it's still creative, it's still, problem solving, it's math, it's all of it. You need to cook, you need to follow rules and regulations, but that's kind of where the creative side for me was. And it's very similar to musicians because you're the ones that are always working when everyone's not. And you're not working when everyone else is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
challenge.
similarities of behavioral patterns for people and when you are active and not active. So yeah, there's a lot of correlations, but no skill. And I don't mind that not having. I have skill with tools and other things. So I like being a mechanic, that kind of thing. So it's all good.
It is.
How did I don't actually know this? How did New Vibes get started? Was that sort of your thing, or were you asked to be in it, or did you start it, or?
So I know you mentioned before we started chatting that you'd spoken with Tim Moore.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it goes back 25 years, Kitchener Boathouse, and he was doing the Friday night jazz curation. So he called me, and he said, Andy, do you have a jazz trio? We're doing jazz trios at the Boathouse Friday nights. And there's only one answer to that question. Yes, of course.
Of course. A paid jazz gig? Oh,
Do you have a name for it?
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, what do you call it? It's the Andy MacPherson Jazz Trio initially. And so then I hung up the phone with Tim and called my neighbor, who was 2 doors down, who played bass, and said, hey, I have some jazz trio gigs. Do you know any piano players? Or whatever. Like we both know lots of people in town, but anyway, Dan had said, "Oh, I've worked with Tom Wilson, not Junkhouse Tom from Hamilton, but a Waterloo computer science guy, actually." Anyway, so Tom and Danny and I started a little trio, and we played at the boathouse, and just went from there. We got a better paying gig at the Westmount golf course.
Nice.
So we invited Gary Tomlin to join us.
So you were playing vibes the
So
whole
I
time?
played vibes and drums in the trio. Gary came out for the Westmount patio gigs, played drums, and I just played vibes. And then, and that's another one of those, oh, I'm playing with my teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he said to me, after a couple of those, he said, that's just so much fun. If you're getting trio gigs, don't worry about the money. Like, I'm not here for the cash, so just accept the gig as a quartet. They can pay us like a trio or whatever. I said, oh, well, they're paying us fine, so, great, you're in, you're a quartet. And then we were a quartet for quite a while. And then we were at the jazz room. And Jerzy Kaplanek, who's a local violin virtuoso, he's at Laurier. He's part of the Penderecki String Quartet. Another guy you should interview here.
Absolutely, we should, yeah.
And Jerzy is at the jazz room all the time, and he said to someone, maybe me, I'd like to learn some jazz. Like, do you guys practice? Could I come to your rehearsals and just sit in and listen and play? And we said, okay, well, this is the difference between jazz and classical, Jerzy. If you come to the practice, you're on the gig. So he was okay, and
What is
so,
this not structure?
so he's been with us for about 10 years, and but as you know, I'm sure Gary has passed away, and that original piano player also has passed away. And we've replaced him with John Zadro from Guelph.
Oh, man, beautiful. And
with Gary's passing, we have Jay Beamer on drums. So we're still, it's sort of Danny and I are the originals. This will be season 26 this year.
That's
now, you have
incredible.
some albums, do you? Or
We have one that's Tom and Gary and
nice.
Danny and I that's, 20 years old or something. So it's
It's
kind
nice
of,
from a posterity.
it is.
thing
I
to
mean,
have
I'm
one.
proud of it and happy
Yeah.
with it, but it's not any of the present players, and
Sure.
it's not on. You can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't upload it anywhere. We just tried to sell CDs.
Right.
That's not how it works anymore.
No.
And I don't know if I would. I'm not going to upload it. Like, it's kind of like, okay, that's in the. And then the newer version, we keep talking about recording, but we never get around to it. We just take the odd gig and keep having fun, and
That's
So, we
the
should.
bottom line.
now that I see what Steve's capabilities are in the
Oh, you
recording,
got
We just did it.
I'm,
We just did
I'm
an
eyeing
album.
all these microphones here, and
Oh, really? Oh,
that was a great. You did that with Frank. That was
a lot of fun.
It turned out really nice.
Yeah, I was quite pleased.
Yeah.
You didn't know he did that?
Well, I did know.
You
that-
must have.
I know that
Yeah.
he did it, but we hadn't done much in the way of recording together.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, Steve's the guy.
yeah.
Absolutely. I get him for free. Oops.
So do you have other regular working groups that you play with? I mean, you play in Big Band Theory.
Yeah, the Big Band Theory is actually that one is it's takes the most of my attention, actually.
And you're part of sort of the team with them?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a steering committee, and
Yeah.
I'm part of that, and I do a lot of the background bookings and arranging, and so yeah, we're doing for this Christmas coming up. I don't know if this gets released before Christmas, but
Oh, it'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
in a
for sure.
couple of
great,
weeks.
'cause
Yeah.
we have Heather Bambrick coming in to sing with the band,
Nice.
and she's she's a Jazz FM personality. And
Oh, that's how I know the
touring-
name.
And
Yeah.
a Juno
Oh,
award
sweet.
winning, and she's awesome, and we're.
What kind of songs? What kind of tunes are you
It's
doing?
all Christmas.
Oh,
It's-
Christmas
it's,
stuff.
it's
Nice,
at the
yeah.
Registry Theater, and
Nice.
it's a big band Christmas with Heather
Who
Bambrick.
sang with you last Christmas?
Last Christmas we had. I'm going to.
Was it Derek?
No,
No, it wasn't
we've
Derek.
used Derek. Derek
Yeah,
has
Derek
sung
is
with
so
us.
good,
We've had
too.
lots of
Yeah.
guests last year. Oh, I'm embarrassed now. It's
Oh,
Ralph.
I shouldn't
it's
have put you
Ralph.
on the spot
No,
like
it's
that.
okay.
Yeah,
It's-
that's the part where he wanted us to delete something.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, we can edit it. He's going to get in trouble now.
Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart here. I can say it's the wife of Ralph Bushmeyer, the guitarist. Oh, please forgive me, Ralph, if you ever hear this.
If it's not Ralph, you have to.
I know, I can't remember. her
It's
name.
she who shall not be named.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. So
I'll interrupt you when I.
It'll
when
come.
you get the name?
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
come in a little while.
All right. We'll insert here. Just say. Oh yeah, it's
Oh yeah, it's didn't
there.
come.
And then no, and then
look
he's
it
going to
up.
insert the name when you.
I found the website, but it doesn't say who's on it. Does that help? Jog your memory?
No,
No.
We're
Just
making
made it worse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, let's
no,
move on.
I have her. You said you can hear the music in your head. I can.
Yeah, you can see
the
her.
picture
Yeah,
in my
I get it.
mind. Yeah. In fact, she sang "African Lion Safari."
Oh, that's her voice.
That's her.
Oh no
Oh
way.
wow, I remember
Yeah.
that commercial.
Phone
Yeah, how can you not?
Yeah, I guess.
Can you
Pizza,
not?
pizza. You know that phone pizza. That's her.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
These are all jingles that were made in the in
80s
southern
and
Ontario and
90s.
Yeah, see, I'm not from here, as you can tell. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody that you guys are talking about, and no history with
That's
any
why.
of the...
That's why we bring him on.
No?
no,
No, that's not it. Okay.
No, we keep trying.
it'll come.
Yep. So, Susie, your wife,
Yeah.
she's an artist.
Well,
she's a
pulled that-
singer.
You were listening to me through this
I
thing.
always
Nice
listen.
going, Bill.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
In my short-term memory, my wife is checking up on on my dementia, checking out on
Fowler,
my.
I heard that. And I'm
Holy
terrible.
mackerel, you guys are good
Oh.
I'm
listeners.
terrible with
Susie
names.
Fowler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about Susie. Is she a
Well,
musician?
No,
She's a creative, artistic.
She's a painter. She's creative with her life.
Yeah.
She's a drummer's absolute best partner because she's strong and she carries stuff and she knows how to tear it down and she's supportive because I play lots of gigs and I'm out lots and she's the person that says, oh, you've got this sound check at 5. Do you need a sandwich beforehand?
Oh, nice.
Like
she's your caretaker.
She's super supportive, super
Yeah.
caretaker.
That's fantastic.
She's right now. She's listening to Jacob and his band at the Cameron House. Like she went down by train this afternoon to
Cool.
to be
She's
there.
a mom.
She's a super mom.
Yeah, good for her.
So
Good for her.
yeah.
So no grandbabies yet.
No.
No. Someday. Yeah.
Nobody's in a rush.
No. I mean, I have similarly aged kids, and I don't think anybody's in a. I don't blame them for not being in a rush to have kids right now.
Well, enjoy life. So do you know Mike Rajna?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite local drummers.
No kidding, eh? Yeah.
You know Mike?
Dude, I know everybody.
How do you know Mike?
He played in our choir at UCC for a while. I knew his dad. I went to school with his dad at UCC.
There was a time when he was preparing for an audition for, I think he went to Mohawk,
Yeah.
and I helped him with his audition.
Oh,
So
nice.
this is when he was a young
A wee
Yeah.
lad. A wee lad.
When I think he went to school with Mitch too, my son.
Oh,
Yeah.
So my Mike Rajna story is I was going to the Tuesday night John McKinley jams at the Jazz Room, and there was this drummer on the gig. He was clearly a really good drummer. So I went up to have a conversation with him, and I said, hey, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. We knew a million common people, but had never actually met. I actually couldn't believe it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike's a great kid.
just a
Well, he's an adult. Yeah.
incredible drummer.
Yeah, he's
Oh
terrific.
my God! Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he ended up. He told me about his schooling situation where he went to, I think, Humber, and then he went back to Mohawk. I think he spent maybe 7 years in post-secondary
Oh,
music education. I might be getting that wrong, but it was a lot. But you can tell. You can tell, yeah. And then all the experience playing as well. Yeah. What a small. I didn't know you knew Mike. That's crazy.
Throw another name at me.
and a kind,
Yeah, very
and
kind.
gentle,
Oh, my God.
and a
dude.
super
Well,
support.
to play in a church choir.
supportive player. Yeah,
Yeah, he was clearly.
there are a lot of great drummers in Waterloo region, and I would say, thanks to the Tomlin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they built a legacy
did a
for
lot,
sure. Yeah.
Donnie McDougall.
Of course, yeah.
Jeff Cowell.
Yeah.
And
I've played hundreds and hundreds of gigs with Jeff.
yeah, Adam Bowman.
Adam,
These
of
are
course.
all people who
Come out of
Came through
Gary's
that.
world, and
yeah, and there's some out there who are pros and not even around here anymore, but they're out out in the world.
Yeah.
what do you think of the state of music now in this area?
It's funny because I feel like Waterloo region, in some ways, hits way above its weight class in
Yeah.
terms of talent, in terms of things going on. Like I don't know what the data is, but I think we probably have more choirs per capita than anywhere. There's so many high level choirs around. The jazz scene, there's so many musicians, so many good things going on. Even the classical, like the scene with the symphony
And Laurier music.
and Laurier. There's now that said, we need more places to play, and
Yes.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
and we don't quite have. I don't think the audience like there's a lot of shows that are happening all the time, and I'd love to see all of them with doubled in size, like that audience, because there's so many people who appreciate it, but there's lots of people who don't come out,
Well, they don't hear about it.
or they don't hear about it. Like it could be.
But it's also, we've
Marketing
talked
and
about this in the
promotion.
past, is that the youth of today takes in content differently than we did in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they're not audience members. They don't like to be encompassed in a surround sound of X for that long, because they can get it from this in small little bursts
This being your
of
phone.
whatever flavor they want. And they don't go to shows or movies or watch TV shows like we used to. The engagement model for content is definitely different, and I think it creates a disconnect. But I don't think that it's, I think that it can be saved because they can be shown what the value of it is. But we're not doing that, and it's disappearing slowly.
Yeah, I think personally, in my opinion, and I've said this before, I think our education system is sort of
Failing at it.
failed miserably at it.
Yeah.
They've taken it out of the schools.
Yeah.
They getting and that people don't go to church anymore, so you don't get it at church. That's where a lot of people started some of their music. So if it's not school or church, where are they? They're online on TikTok or whatever, and that's really not a community. I do think, and I've said this before as well, is that I think kids are starting to feel a hunger for physical connections, tangible physical connections, and that opens up the door for schools to get back on the horse and say, listen, let's try to reintroduce, let's try to build this into our system. We talked with Ken Seeley on the last episode about where we need to take this in the schools, and really how I think Ken mentioned we've shoved 5 years of experience into 4 years when we got rid of the grade 13, and so we don't have that. We're compressing everything in those 4 years, and music has been the thing that's fallen off. So hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, this is why we do these
Especially
post-COVID.
Especially post-COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
Music. My wife was teaching music online during COVID. So we had the setup downstairs with the camera, and she had all the instruments, and trying to get the kids to practice at home was difficult. But music is a team sport, especially in high school, and it's
Well, I also think it's impossible to really get that feel on a Zoom.
yeah, it was so hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we tried to do these episodes in person. We did one yesterday with Dan O'Toole, but I mean, it makes sense. He's in Peterborough. He's not going to come down for this. Yeah. And it was a great interview. But there's something more that we get in this face-to-face. We get to make fun of you and your memory of singers.
Oh, gosh.
And we get to give you coffee and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. You get a mug and you get coffee when you visit us.
There's something to say about having the ability to have visual cues from the person that you're speaking with.
Or reach over and strangle them.
And I have to say, yesterday doing it through Zoom with Dan, he's a very skilled communicator. We were lucky that he could bridge our gaps, if that makes any sense. But when you're conversing with someone and you have the hand movement, the visual eye contact, the cues in people's face, there's a deeper meaning to conversation. And it's going back to the devices. It's an art that's being lost, is how to communicate with people and how to. Not every child today can look you in the eye and have a conversation. They find that complicated or difficult. And so we're hoping that this environment can help heal some of those, for lack of the proper words, that gap that's there that they're not getting through community of peers, whether it be in music. You see it in sports still. And I have an athlete, so I see the ability that they have to engage with each other in a physical manner. Well, conversation or music is an extension of that same communication. You have to, in order to create music, you have to be able to communicate with those around you to generate something of value. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that we're pushing towards that. Like everything, the pendulum swings in both directions, and we've gotten so far away from it. And as you said, there's a hunger for something.
I think, and Steve brought up the whole COVID thing. I totally forgot about. Well, I didn't forget about COVID, but kids having to go through that COVID experience, and their classroom experience was on a computer. Yeah. And when they got back to school, it was like, and I think it's those kids that it's resonating. I need to do something. I need to go out and play ball with kids on the street, or play hockey, or join a band, or jam, or do something, create a play, all those things that we used to do 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Because not everyone has the skills, but it's just as important to have someone to play too, and someone that's going to enjoy the performance and be part of. So like going out to these venues has become a big thing again, thank God, because people were starving for that.
Mm-hmm. And venues like the Registry are just busy all the time because it's a great space.
There's lots of things going on there, but I think every show could use a bigger audience.
Well, I would also think it could use a consistent show. Like a place needs to be, or a band needs to be able to go to the same place, as opposed to going all over the place. Yeah. And so people don't know where they're going, and I remember that band. I saw them 3 years ago. Well, I would have gone and seen them more if they played at this venue more often, or if they could play at that venue more often. And then I think it has a lot to do with the competition too. Everybody wants to get into that place. There's not enough venues.
I think, we started our conversation and, we had lots of conversation about math and music together and stuff. And I strongly believe that if we wanted to fix math, we would require music. Yep. Like I feel like if the province was serious about raising math scores on international tests and so on, we would insist that there be a robust music program starting in elementary school and onward. Because the things you learn in music, like teamwork, persistence, practice, you'd never have a music teacher say, okay, that was wrong. Don't do that again. Or like, it's kind of like the music teacher always says, try it this way.
Yes,
Or, we have to adjust your embouchure here. Or we have to, like, music teachers are actually really good at making the little adjustments to help people feel comfortable, to encourage them to hang in there. That's that just goes with the music culture, I think. And the math culture is not quite like that. And I think that we need to bring the way we do music into elementary schools. That I'm certain that the math scores would go up.
It's interesting with the engineering school here and all the mathies that then of the computer science side of it and robotics and all of that. The ones who are building businesses are generally musicians as well.
Yeah.
And they learn to play with each other and to build things together. And I suspect that a lot of that teamwork, that solidarity comes from being in some sort of musical production, theater, learning instruments and playing in bands.
Yeah.
And so part of the fabric of even this Waterloo region is in large part due to the exposure to the music for the mathies. But a lot of the guys that are coming here aren't from here. I mean, a lot of the guys that are coming here for math and computer science and engineering are not from here. So they're bringing in that from other regions.
Yep.
If we want to build our region, we really need to focus on our kids. And that's part of the sort of the seeds, the roots that's going to develop the plants that become the musicians. And
I think
the initiatives that you take to build culture and art and music, I think it's all of that helps to build a healthy community and including an innovative digital capacity for math and all the engineering, all that sort of stuff. Has to, the culture and the math, or not the math, the music, all that stuff is, I think, how you build it.
I think we've lost it, and I think we can get it back again. That's why we're doing this. I mean, it's one of the reasons. I mean, we do this for a lot of reasons, but
yeah. Good for you.
I think we need to, when we were talking about Perimeter Institute, I think we should have some chalkboard walls like they have at the Perimeter Institute, because people just walk by and just write some math down. Like you can even have some staff lines on some of the things, and people can do some songwriting, write some lyrics.
Steve, are you dying?
A little bit.
You know that the Perimeter Institute, not only do they have the chalkboards, but at least they used to have an art curator on
Yes, they did.
staff.
That's right.
Like a paid position to make sure that there's inspiring art on the walls, that there's music in the Black Hole Bistro. Like there's
I
like
played
this
a
part,
gig there.
they understand that.
Yeah.
At least I haven't been in there in a while, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's next for you?
What's next? I've got so many things going on. I'm
You
just
just
trying to
keep
keep all the
going
balls
and-
in the
yeah.
air for now.
Well, that's a good way to be. It keeps you alive, keeps you fresh, keeps you going.
Yeah.
You look excited about the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
I bet you if we were talking to you 7 years ago or 8 years ago, you wouldn't look so happy.
Oh,
Well, unless the happiness came from the stuff you're doing
I
outside.
promised myself that when I retired from the math classroom that I would go out on a high note,
yeah.
and I did.
But
Yeah.
you retired
I-
at a great time.
I did.
Just before
I got out
COVID.
before COVID,
Right.
but I loved my job,
Yeah.
and I still love working with young people.
You had all kinds of percussion ensembles, and you were building community
Always.
at your school. Those
Yeah.
are the people that we have on this podcast. Wherever they go, people are around them
Yeah.
as part of it. Bill can't even walk his dog without a dozen people coming with him every day. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I owe them money.
Yeah.
That's why I have the dog.
Tomorrow morning I do, Wednesday mornings, every Wednesday, you asked Ed, what's your typical day? Like tomorrow I'm in I lead a music circle with adults with developmental handicaps.
Oh, wow.
They're all my age.
Yeah.
Like they're all 50s and 60s. They're all living in community because their parents can't look after them anymore.
Right.
They've aged out.
Yeah.
They're living in a group home, and Wednesday mornings we sing all the rock and roll songs that I never learned as a teenager.
That's great.
And you have a grateful audience.
And well, we play. They
play.
I bring a carload of drums, and they have a few drums, and we just jam out, and then we have lunch.
And I bet you they love it every Wednesday like no other.
As do I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's that's the kind of thing that you get back from this.
Mm-hmm.
It gives just as much as you put into it, it gives back. And there's a sense of pride, joy, amusement, love, all those things combined, and you walk out of there with a big smile on your face, I'm sure, every Wednesday.
But it shows just how great a connector music is.
Exactly.
It crosses every lifestyle, every level of competency and ability, and so so Steve's told me about you. I've seen you a couple times playing, and I'm out in the audience.
Oh, Bill came with me when we played when we read Tim's chart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was that guy that everybody was going, what's he
that guy
doing here?
over there? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so Steve's always been talking about you, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to really connect with you here, and I hope others enjoy the conversation. I'm sure they will, because we need people to know the heroes of our area, and you're definitely one of them. Wow. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to listening to your podcast.
Yeah, actually, and being part of the community as we build this.
And see what you build.
As we build this.
Hopefully it wasn't as painful as you thought it might be.
No, it was wonderful, and please include me as you...
absolutely.
As it grows.
Yeah, well...
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Join our website. Founders Music Lab plug.
You can double our listenership.
Yeah.
But no, it's great to have a conversation. It's great to dialogue. It's great to talk about things wherever they end up going, because it's not with a specific purpose in mind. Really, it's to delve a little bit, to let people hear who you are, what you've done, where you came from, how you've done it, so that they have some insight into this community
and inspiration.
And we find inspiration in all the people that come here and talk to us. And so everyone has a story to tell. It's can we coax them into telling us?
It didn't take much.
Hasn't been a problem yet.
No, not yet.
No, because people really want to belong to a community and talk about what they like.
Well,
and so
we've got great people here.
Yeah,
and belonging is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, and we talk about mental health. Yeah, it comes with belonging.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Right.
Until next time. Cheers.
Some mornings are just a damn lie. You deserve better than a watered-down start. Eco Coffee's original blends cut through the bullshit, delivering a taste of bliss that's as raw and real as it gets. Forget the polite pick-me-up. This is an unfiltered rush, an enchanting jolt that will redefine your mornings. There's no faking this kind of pure, unadulterated bliss. It's the only truth you need to start your